will be the brigade surgeon. This is going to be Dr. James Dunn. He was from Pennsylvania. Most male surgeons, even after I had proved myself time and again in battle, still did not want a woman anywhere near them. Thank goodness Dr. Dunn was an exception. I had worked with him starting right from the Battle of Cedar Mountain and would continue, and he always welcomed my assistance. All right, so Dr. Dunn, here, we'll make you look a little bit dressy there. You get to take this and these. Dr. Dunn, you get to sit in the chair there. Just look those over. When we come to you in a little while in the story, I'll have you stand up and read those dramatically. All right? Very well. All right, now my other soldiers over here, we're going to make them, they're infantry. They're not cavalry. These are going to be my foot soldiers. Anybody know what's the proper name for that kind of hat? It's a kepi, right, K-E-P-I, a kepi, a slouch hat. Very well. So, all right, so you're going to be a Yankee. You're going to be the Southerner. You're going to be a Yankee. And, of course, I don't think most of us realize about 200,000 African Americans served on the Union side during that war. Very well. And a few women even, of course, cut off their hair and snuck off to fight. In fact, some people asked me why I did not. I will tell you, when the war started, I wanted to be a soldier. I can shoot and ride better than most of you men. And I knew all about military strategies from my father, but even though he inculcated a love of that in my heart, he also told me I must always be a proper lady. So I never quite had the courage to do as some of those women and run off and pretend to be a boy and fight. Very well. Now I need one other helper before I can continue. I need a nursing assistant. All right, what about you back there? The young lady with the green? I thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. And if you would come up on this side of me, please. What's your name, young lady?
Ellen.
Ellen? All right, Ellen is going to be my nursing assistant at the Battle of Antietam. Now, once in a great while, I was actually able to get permission for a few women helpers to accompany me. But in some of the earlier battles, they didn't hold up quite as well as I did, and the men felt that that just proved their case. And so most of the time, I had male orderlies or assistants. But she's going to indeed help me for this. Now, Ellen, do you think you look like a nurse? No, she doesn't. What should a nurse have on? What does a nurse wear? Well, someone help her. What does a nurse wear? What should she be wearing if she's a nurse? Right, a white hat, white dress, white shoes, right? Wrong. Well, I told you there's no such thing as a nursing school in the entire country at this point, so there's no such thing as a nurse's uniform. So what did women who were nurses in the Civil War wear? Same thing they wore every day. That's right, the whitest skirts in American history. This one's not that big. When I attended Lincoln's second inaugural ball, my green silk gown was twice this wide. So, Ellen, if you're going to be my nursing assistant, you must have a hoop. Excuse me, doctor. All right, if you will just step in. Very well done. All right, now turn around and face the front. Very well. Now, I know some of you consider this hoop skirt a shocking, amoral invention. Because, of course, before, if we wanted to have our skirts puffed out like this, we had layers and layers and layers of petticoats. Well, now, with this cage crinoline, of course, it's very lightweight, which the ladies like. And, of course, if it actually gets raised up at all, instead of seeing layers of petticoats, you can actually see legs. And I'll tell you, there are many cartoons in the newspapers that say this is the end of civilization as we know it. It's shocking. It's immoral. I happen to like it. Now, I'm not going to leave her standing in her undergarments, so we'll give her a skirt. Now, during the Civil War, I don't know who was silly enough to be worried about fashion. I certainly was not. But for those who were, what was popular? Well, many of you would be very stylish. Stripes, checks, plaids, anything that looked like a military uniform. My jacket is a Zouave jacket. It's modeled after a man's military jacket. So we're going to give Ellen a very nice checked pattern of blue and gray. Very well. If you'll step forward a bit. Now, Ellen, did you bring an apron with you? No. No, I didn't think so. If you're going to help me, though, I would normally recommend you bring an apron. And then I'm going to give you something else, too, if you don't bring it yourself. All right, well enough. It's a good idea to have a shawl, ladies. Why? Well, not only does it keep the rain off your head, keep you warm if you need, it will also act as a fine sling when we need it for bandages or biscuits. Same thing with the apron, so let's put that on you. Very well. And one last thing. Ellen, I'm very sorry. You're a bit improper, and it's not just Ellen. All of you ladies, if I can even call you that, why are your heads all bare in public? That would never do. Now, at least your hair's parted down the middle. That's very stylish for this time. But, of course, you normally would have something over your hair, ladies, whether it's some lace lappets or a snood or a bonnet. So, yes, indeed, Ellen, you even get a snood of your own. There. Oh, now doesn't she look the picture? Very well. Very well. Nicely done. Now, with their assistance, I'm going to tell you some dramatic things that happened at the Battle of Antietam. First of all, soldiers, would you step forward? Now stand shoulder to shoulder. All right. Now, of course, in all of these battles, the wounded were just thousands and thousands lying on a hillside on the ground. They were just packed in like sardines, as you might say, very crowded together. And Southern soldier in the middle, what's your name?
Max.
Max? All right, Max. You have been shot in your left arm, up here, other left. Now, Ellen, what I'm going to have you do, I need you to take a bandage, and I need you to go over and nurse that soldier. Just bandage that wounded arm for me, please. Now, if you're going to help me, I don't have time to train you. Use your common sense. Do what you can. I told you, things are pretty basic.